Okay, so I'm going to make a wristlet strap today. This one will be 1 inch wide, which is usually like my standard. So what you do is you start with, let's see if I can help the light there. Start with a 4 inch wide piece of fabric, and I usually make mine about 14 inches long. So this strip is 14 inches long, and this is the the easy part of just kind of fold in half real quick, and then you'll fold your raw edges in. And turn over. And I lied, this one is actually 3/4 inch. Who knows what I was thinking when I cut this. So this is actually a 3 inch wide piece. So I need to get a different snap, or not snap, swivel clip. So once you've ironed both of your raw edges, folded into the center, and then back over upon itself, this is where you're going to put on your swivel clip. So hang on a second. We're gonna come over here. And let's see. Try to move you so you can see the sewing machine here. Alright, that's probably as good as it's gonna get. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a clip. Okay, so now what you're gonna do with your folded fabric is kind of fold it over. You're going to insert your lobster clip, swivel clasp, whatever you want to call it. And now this is the part that makes it so you have that flat seam. So you're going to fold it up, and you want to make sure that it's not twisted, but you're going to match up the right sides of your fabric and kind of open them so that both of these raw edges of fabric, the right sides are touching. And now you're gonna sew this together just like this with 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch, whatever you prefer. I usually do just 1/4 inch is fine. And let's see, so okay, so once that's folded together, you're going to kind of open up, lay the seam flat, and now you're going to refold where you ironed. So your raw edges are going to go in towards the center and then back to themselves. So I usually just throw a little clip right there on the edge. So, and then you can kind of make sure the rest of it is kind of refolded. But here, this is what you should have. You should have a tube of fabric, a circle, fabric circle. Okay, so now we're gonna stitch it closed. And you can do this, I have a pretty wide table even if I take my attachment off, so it's not gonna fit like around underneath, but that's okay. You can kind of move it as you go, so I hope it's okay to see this. But just kind of lay your fabric out and start on one side and kind of just move it from the back to the front as you sew it on. you move that swivel clip as you go too. Okay, so one side, and then you're going to do the same exact thing to your other side. So you have your top stitching on each side there. Okay, so then we're gonna trim your little threads. Okay, so now you have a sewn circle, and you're gonna flip it so that your clip is on the outside, and then I move it down to where you can see where the seam was, and that's where I fold over. So you can see, like, here's the swivel clip, here's the seam, and then I will stitch right along the inside of the seam right there to hold it together. Now, say this were a like a vinyl strap, or even cotton straps. Sometimes I do it, or double-sided straps. Sometimes I'll add a rivet right there on the other side of the seam. So, but you can see I didn't trim my thread yet, but like you can tell right there, there's the stitching. You have a nice flat seam there, and it just makes a nice little strap. Hope that helps. Thanks.